Hi, Stephen Frew here. We're talking about self-esteem, and we're calling this little series the Balloon Game because the reason I call it the Balloon Game is the woman that traveled around the state of California with me was Wanda Earhart, and she was a junior high school guidance counselor when I met her. She became the president of the state's organization, and she was a delightful, wonderful, helpful partner, and we had a lot of fun together. We're in the room with, let's say, 30 guidance counselors, and we're talking about self-esteem and how to teach self-esteem and how to help your students with self-esteem, because self-esteem has to do with self-worth, correct? Self-confidence, self. It has to do with building that muscle within us. So Wanda would have the 30 people separated to three groups, and we'd put them in a circle, three groups of 10, let's say. Well, not exactly accurate, but close. Three groups of 10. And Wanda would, when I was talking about self esteem, she'd be blowing up balloons, tying them off, and throwing them into the circle of people. Three groups of 10 people, each of them having now 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 balloons, and they're bouncing them around like people will do, having fun. And hitting them with their elbow, hitting them with their left hand, the right hand. Wanda will walk around in the room. It's a big conference room. She'd walk around, she'd say, "You're out." And the person would look at her, say, "You're out. You may sit down." They'd sit down, but they wouldn't know why. And she'd say, "You're out." And another person would, the group would start to adapt and adjust and try to accommodate what they thought Wanda wanted. And they would hit with their left hand instead of the right hand because the person that just sat down was hitting with their right hand. They would try to figure out the rules. And Wanda would say, "You're out, you're out, you're out." And soon she had the whole room sitting back down in their chairs, and there was a lot of grumbling, as you will imagine. What a waste of time. What are we doing? What a stupid game. Seemed like a stupid game. Wanda would listen, and then she'd say, leaning into the mic, leaning into the room, she'd say, she's from Missouri, and she'd say, "Now I want y'all to know what it's like to be a student in junior high school. There are about 1,500 rules, but you only know one or two of them." She'd let that sit there. And that's where we began talking about why awareness, encounter, disclosure, resolution was so critical to a young person to get their hands around that and to start working with that. Next podcast, we're going to talk a little bit more about self awareness, and I have a great story to tell you about that. Thank you.